Already we saw the example based on the assume mean method. This is the second example. You have to solve by the assume mean method. The daily wages of the 50 workers in a company is given in the table. Find the mean wages by the assume mean method. So the daily wages and the number of workers means out of these 50, the 5 workers are getting the wages in between 200 to 240. Out of this 50, 10 workers are getting the wages in between 240 to 280 rupees. And out of these 50, 15 workers are getting the wages 280 in between 280 to 320 rupees. And out of this 50, 12 workers are getting the wages in between 320 to 360 rupees. And out of these 58 workers are getting the wages in between 360 to 400 rupees. So you have to find out the mean wages of the worker. Mean wages of the worker. So if you want to find out the mean by the assume mean method, so you have to prepare the chart like this. In first column you have to say class, second column you have to say class mark, in third column you have to say DI, DI means deviation, in next column you have to say frequency, and you have to say in the last column you have to say that FI into DI. So step by step you have to write in the class, you have to say that daily wages in rupees. So I will say that 200 to 240, all the classes you have to write 200 to 240, 240 to 280, 280 to 320, 320 to 360 and 360 to 400. After you will write the class, you have to find out the class mark. How you have to find out the class mark? This is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Means this is the lower limit of the second class, this is the upper limit of the second class. If you will add this and if you will divide at that time, divide it by 2, at that time you will get the class mark 260. 280 plus 320 we will get the class mark 300. This 320 plus 360 divided by 2 is equal to 340 class mark will come, and 360 to 400 divided by 2 is equal to 380. Means the class mark of this class is 220, class mark of this class is 260, class mark of this class is 300, class mark of this class is 340, and class mark of this class is 380. Once we will get the class mark, at that time you have to assume one of the class mark. How you have to assume? So you have to see that how many class marks are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then which one is the middle one? Out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this 300 is the middle class mark. You have to assume this as A. So you have to say that this is the assume mean. A is equal to 300. It is not the rule that middle class mark you have to assume as A, but if you will assume this 260, then also no problem, our answer will come correct. But for the easy calculation, middle class mark you have to assume as A. I assume 300 as A. And after which one is the next column? We have to find out DI. DI means this XI minus this A, means 220 minus 300. This 260 minus 300, here you have to write. This 300 minus 300, here you have to write. This 340 minus 300 you have to write, and 380 minus 300. How you have to find out this column? Write this column that you have to see D. How you have to write D? Once you assume A, then this is the XI. XI minus A means 220 minus 300, here you have to write. 260 minus 300, here you have to write. 300 minus 300, here you have to write. 240 minus 300, here you have to write. And 380 minus 300, here you have to write. And you have to find out the DI. DI is equal to 220 minus 300, answer will come minus 80. 260 minus 300, answer will come minus 40. 300 minus 300, answer will come 0. 340 minus 300 is equal to 40. And 380 minus 300 is equal to 80. Means once you will get the DI, you have to write the frequency. Frequency of the first class is 5, second class is 10, third class is 15, fourth class is 12, and fifth class is 8. After that, you have to find out Fi di. Fi di, this is Fi multiplied by di. Fi multiplied by di, Fi multiplied by di. 5 multiplied by minus 80 is equal to minus 400. 10 multiplied by minus 40 is equal to minus 400. 15 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. 12 multiplied by 40 is equal to 480. And 8 multiplied by 80 is equal to 640. Then what you have to do here, you have to make one of the box and you have to say that sum of Fi di. You have to do the addition of minus 400 minus 400 minus 400 plus minus 400 plus 0 plus 480 plus 640. Here you have to do the sum and whatever b will come, that one is the Fi di. You have to do the addition of this minus terms and you have to give the minus sign. This will come minus 800. This will come minus 800 and this sum will come 0 1120. From 1120 when 800 will come, at that time, because this one is positive, this one is negative, at that time this sum of Fi di will come 320. Then you have to find out sum of Fi. Sum of Fi means 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 12 plus 8 is equal to what you have to say 50. This is the sum of Fi. This is the sum of Fi di. And from that you have to find out the mean by assume mean. So our formula is mean is equal to, by assume mean method, mean is equal to, I will say that mean is equal to A means assume mean, A plus sum of Fi di upon sum of Fi. You assume as 300 plus Fi di is 320. You have to write 320 divided by sum of Fi is 50. You have to write 50. Then you have to strike this 0. At that time 300 plus 32 upon 5 is remain. When you will divide this 32 by 5, at that time answer will come 6.4. Means this 300 you will write 300.0 plus 6.4. At that time if you will do the sum, answer will come 306.4 rupees. That is means that is the mean daily wages of the worker is equal to 306 rupees and 40 paise or 306.40 rupees. Means by the assume mean you have to find out the mean like this. Means first of all you have to write the class, then you have to find out the class mark. How you will find out the class mark? The lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Once you will find all the class mark, you have to assume one of the class mark. At that time, which class mark you have to assume? The middle one you have to assume. Total how many class marks are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For easy calculation, I will calculate. This 300 is the middle one. This one is xi, this one is xi, this one is xi, this one is xi, this one is xi. So what you have to do? Xi minus a. For next column, if you want to find out di, at that time you have to say that xi minus a. So this one is xi minus a, this one is xi minus a, xi minus a, xi minus a, xi minus a. Once you will get the di, deviation once you will get, then you have to write the frequency. Frequency is given here, 5, 10, 15, 12 and 8. For each and every class you have to write the frequency, you have to do the sum of the frequency. After that you have to find out the Fi into di. Once you will get the Fi into di, so you have to find out the sum of Fi into di. After that you have to write the formula of mean and you have to put all the values and you have to find out the mean by assume mean method. This is the way to find out the mean by the assume mean method, and you have to prepare like these columns and you have to find out the mean. I think you understand all these things. Prepare the chart properly and write all these things in the classwork notebook. Thank you.